Well, hello again. This talent that we had here at Greenspring last Saturday evening, this James Logan, is outstanding, and the pianists all likewise. But now my guest is Lois Kraft. Good morning, Lois.
Good morning.
It is a pleasure and refreshing to have you with us this morning.
Oh, it's always wonderful to be here.
We have, I'm sure, new residents here.
Okay.
And they're saying, who is Lois Kraft? So can you give us a little thumbnail of your background so that people will know who you are, where you work?
Sure. I've been at Greenspring now for 2 years. I came in as a minister of visitation with the Village Church, and then moved into the Pastoral Ministries manager role.
You're an ordained minister.
I'm an ordained minister.
Wonderful.
And I was ordained in 2010.
Oh, that's nice.
I got actually 2 master's degrees. One is a Master of Arts in Biblical Studies, and the other is a Master of Divinity degree from Howard University School of Divinity. So
that's wonderful, Lois.
Thank you. But I have a really varied background. I've served in roles everywhere from an assistant pastor to an executive director, assistant director of administration, just a number of different things, director of membership and communication. So
your message to me is, Bob, I am qualified to be with Pastoral Ministries. With that background that you have, that's wonderful.
And I love it. I love what I do.
And that's 100% of the job.
Yes.
If you love something, it doesn't become a chore.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pastoral Ministries,
yes.
Do you have anything new for us today?
I do have a few updates.
Wonderful.
Thank you for asking. Well, the first is the legacy boards. Some people probably still don't know what they are.
I saw that over Woodland Skies.
Okay.
Displayed.
Very good. We have 2 legacy boards, and they are kind of an outgrowth of what we did for Women's History Month. A lot of women, residents and staff, brought in photos, they brought inspirational messages, and we created these 2 legacy boards, and we started our circulation route. We started in Village Square, and then the boards traveled to Hunter's Crossing, and they were there for a few days. And right now, they're in Town Center, and they'll be there. We're actually extending the time. We were set to move them from Town Center today, but I had a request to leave them up through Mother's Day, and I thought that that was a great idea. So they'll stay in Town Center until about Wednesday or Thursday, and then they'll go to their last circulation to they're going to Garden Ridge.
Oh, Garden Ridge.
Yes. We don't want to leave them out. So just really excited about that. It's just nice to see people standing and watching and reading just some wonderful stories.
Do you have plans for the Legacy Board annually displayed? You're going to do it again next year, for instance?
Well, we've thought about it. That's another great question. I was thinking about in terms of, if we'd like to do something for Women's History next month, and either a legacy board or something similar to that. We're looking at a number of different ideas and ways to get everybody involved. And I think the legacy boards were a great tool in terms of getting stories from staff, stories from residents, the photos, and to have everybody included on these boards.
So we'll pursue that legacy board again in the future sometime, but what's next on your to-do list, if you will?
The next thing is just to let people know that the first issue for this year of Faith in Focus, which is the Pastoral Ministries newsletter, that one it's under review today and tomorrow, and residents should look for them in their cubbies on Thursday or Friday of this week. So we are hoping that we have lots of good information in there for residents and for staff. I think it's loaded. We usually try to pack it with a lot of good information.
Well, the name Faith in Focus tells me, of course, that it's going to be a religious document.
Yes.
But will there be specifics?
specific articles, specific stories. Well, we try and just present a number of different things. Some of the, I normally will start with an intro in terms of what's inside the newsletter. And then we have information, and as you were asking me about, who I am for, especially for new residents of Greenspring, we're actually featuring little bios on all of the pastoral ministry staff.
Oh, that's a great
which
idea.
there are 7 of us.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, just to give people a flavor of who we are, our background, just a little bit about us so that they can get to know us a little more. There are inspirational articles. There are a couple of articles that come from, a couple of our faith communities. So I think it's a good resource, and just some copies of some things, some programs that we've done, and information on those programs and how they've been received in this community. So
Faith and Focus.
Faith and Focus.
I should look for it in my cubby.
You should look for it in your cubby.
Friday or Thursday, either
Thursday
one.
or Friday of this week. Yes, yes.
Well, that sounds great. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
I'll look forward to it.
Thank you. And then on Thursday, which is
coming Thursday.
This coming Thursday.
What's going to happen?
We're having a wonderful event. It's the National Day of Prayer, which is a day that's set by Congress that was established. And Greenspring, within the interfaith community, we're calling it our Interfaith National Day of Prayer. It's on Thursday, May 7th at 1:30 in the chapel. And so representatives of all of the faith communities will be there, our faith community leaders, other representatives within the community who are a part of the Interfaith Council will be there. And I think that it will be a really meaningful event for all of the residents, and it's for staff as well. So we encourage you to come. I know that the art show is also going on that day, so you can scoot over to the art show, come for the National Day of Prayer, and go back to the art show if you'd like.
Lois, very quickly, this is so important. We should repeat the day, the time, place, all this. Where is that going to be held?
Absolutely. In the chapel.
In the chapel.
Thursday, May 7th at 1:30 p.m.
1:30, okay.
1:30, yes.
And is that about the end of the line? Or
almost. I just wanted to announce that today we have a new staff person who's starting.
Oh.
She's not new to this community, but her name is Miriam Gentle.
Gentle.
And she's actually in orientation as we speak. So that's a great thing. But Miriam came initially through the village church as a seminary student. Some of you might remember her that way, but she is also the harpist who has played at some of our events, like our annual memorial service.
Really?
So she couldn't get enough of us then, so she did her CPE, her continuing pastoral education, through our chaplain Annie Blackwell. So she was under her leadership at Garden Ridge. And then when the pastor of congregational care position with the village church became available, she applied, and she's our new pastor of congregational care. Okay. That position actually replaces my old position, which was minister of visitation. So we're delighted that Miriam will be with us.
I understand that this young lady, Miriam
Gentle.
Miriam Gentle. Will be sometime in the future sitting in this chair.
Yes, she will.
Being introduced to we residents.
Absolutely,
is that correct?
Absolutely. She will. We want to introduce her or reintroduce her to the entire Greenspring community.
And then she can tell us essentially what her specific duties will be.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, my dear young lady, we are running out of time, sad to say. I had so much more to talk to you about, but Tempest Fugit, it's been a joy having you here.
Oh, it's a
pleasure.
And
I want to thank you for coming over.
Loved it.
It's
Thank
a pleasure.
you. Thank you so much.